morning, all. Can you hear me? Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. So first we'll go for the last class assignment question. So the question is we have to create a custom module. So that's the question I have given to you guys. But many of the students not done, I think, due to exams purpose. Our second CS students are only doing. So anyway, that's not a problem at all. Let me complete the explanation first. So the first you should understand the question. Let me open it. So this is the question actually. Write a Python program to create a custom module named as root. So you have to create a name root.py. So module is nothing but you just create a file name, that's all. Okay. So define the two functions in it. Okay. Define the two functions in it with names cubes, squares. So you know that you have a square root method predefined like a sqrt. Okay. But here I am asking about squares. Okay. So that means this is not a predefined function. It's a user defined function. That means the functions which are defined by the user is nothing but user defined function. That means so whenever you are writing like math.square root in Python, okay, so square root is a predefined method. So that's the reason it is calling that a square root of a particular number. But the Python developers itself, they define some body to perform the square root of a particular number. That's the reason we are executing that module. That we are executing that function with method which using the math module. In the same way, I am also creating the own module named as root. In that we have to create two functions named as squares and cubes. You have to write a logic for that. So using exponent operator, I am giving the question very clearly, and create the file name mainfile.py. That means you have to create another file with mainfile.py. So you have to pass the numbers from 1 to 5 by calling the functions squares and cubes without arguments. So this is the question actually, guys. Okay, that means you have to create two files. One is root.py and another is mainfile.py. Here you need to just call the squares and cubes method, but the body should be contained in the root file only. Okay, so this is the question, guys. So according to this question, I have created this root.py. So here I have given squares one of the method. This is user defined method. Def cubes. So I am defining the two methods. So for I'm using that using exponent operator is nothing but we have a exponent operator in Python, that is double star. This is called as arithmetic operator, you know already. Okay, this is called arithmetic operator. Okay, so here, so what is the purpose? For example, first we have to find out the square of the numbers from 1 to 5. I am writing this print statement. This is not necessary, of course. For I in range of 1,6, that means it will take the I value 1 first. Okay, so that means 1 to the power of 2. It will print 1. Okay, 1 to the power of 2 is 1. Again, it will going back to the for loop. So you know that for I in range of 1,6 means I iterates from 1 to 5. I iterates from 1 to 5. Initially, it is starting from 1, and automatically whenever the statement is executing this line, so then it will iterate to 2. So then it is printing 2 to the power of 2. That means it will get the, I am giving n equal to space, though I am getting on 4. So after that I am getting 3 square, that is 9. Okay, so that's the, after that I am getting that 4 square, 16. After that I am getting 5 square, 25. Okay, so this is 25, and after that I value may not be 6, you know already 1 to 6 only it will be iterated. But how this function will be executed? So this squares function can be called by using the main file. So let me open mainfile.py. Here I have given only two methods, squares, cubes. You know that this is a calling function actually. Okay, so here the mandatory, you have to give the mandatory line is called as from root import star. What is this meaning? Because here it is a, so here it is a root is a our module. So whatever the module we have, this is the module only. So import star, that means whatever the functions we are there here, squares and cubes, so that means we are importing those methods here. Okay, that means so whenever I'm calling squares function here, it is going to execute this line from this line to this line. Okay, it will print 149 16 25 like that. So I have given the question without arguments, so I'm not giving any arguments inside the square parenthesis. Okay, let me remove it. First of all, I will remove the cubes. Okay, and I'm running the program. I'm getting 149 16 25. That's all. Okay, that means here square functions body is not there in this program, of course, but it is in our local directory. That means we are creating a local module, that is a custom module root.py like this. So I'm getting the squares logic here. So this is the advantage. That means you can access that functions from anywhere. That means if you want to the same program, if you want to do with different example, if I would like to retrieve the squares function, you can also retrieve in that program also. Okay, that means whatever the root.py, whenever this file is existed in our local directory, that means our computer, you can do any example. For example, if you're doing another example like a squares of 5, or instead of if I'm giving for example, I would like to give squares with parameter. Okay, so that means for example I'm giving squares of 10, then it will print the 10 squares also, but here I have to give n actually. Okay, this function will works not only for this program. Okay, so whenever you are importing the import star root import star and you are using a squares method, then automatically that function will be called. Okay, so you should remember that line. So let me give cubes also now. So now I'm giving cubes. Okay, so let me save the program. It is moving to the cubes method now. Okay, so cubes function. Okay, so it is calling function. This is called called function. So whenever it is there, that means cubes, that means it will iterate from 1 to 6, that is called 1 to 5 only. So this is the exponentiation operator. Here I am using, first it will take I value as 1 cube. 1 cube is nothing but 1, you know already, right? So 2 cube, that means 8. So likewise you will get the remaining values. 3 cube is 27 like that. Okay, so 4 cube 64 like that. Okay, 5 cube 125. So let me clear all the things. So this is just a cube value, this is for squares value, that's all. This is the only easy logic, guys. Okay, so here this program cannot get return anything. Okay, if you run this program you cannot get anything. Okay, you have to run this main file only. You should remember this concept. Okay, so let me run this now. I'm getting 149 16 25. Cubes of 1 to 5 is 1 8 27 64 5 125. Okay, so this is the way you have to get the output. So by using custom modules, this is the way of custom module creation, guys. So for example, let me give you with arguments. Okay, let me give you with arguments. For example, I am not using main file.py. I am using some I'm using some more just for example I am using one more program here. I am giving from root import star. I am giving. Okay, so here I would like to give squares of 10. I would like to print 10 squares actually. Okay, so here I am writing root.py. Here I am writing n to access the particular parameter. Okay, so let me give here n plus 1, because so here if you are giving 10 means it will take up to 11. That's the reason I am taking like this. Okay, let me comment these lines first. If you don't comment also, that's not a problem at all. I'm saving this program. Okay, so you have to save the program compulsory before executing the module programs, because here you are giving a root import star like this. So here root is our module, not a predefined module. So here untitled.py means it will get the wrong answer. That's the reason so many students are confusing that these programs will not be work upon either decoder app or whatever it may be you are using. Okay, so because it is in our local directory, so make sure that you should save the program first before running the program. Otherwise you will not get the correct result. Okay, so let me save the program first. Instead of main file, I'm just giving 1 minute. I'm giving, so I'm just giving October 12. Okay, so I'm giving squares of 10. Now it will check in our program, say is there any root modulus there. Okay, it will check like that. So it is there. Now square of n, that means that n value will be replaced with 10. That means here so here it will done that 1 comma n plus 1, that means 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square, 7 square, 8 square, 9 square, 10 square, up to that part it will be executed. Okay, let me run this program now. I'm getting 1 to 10 squares. This is the way you should understand. And let me write the 1 to 10 here. Okay, you can give 1 to percentage d, that's better. Okay, because if you're increasing the n value also, that's not a problem at all, you know that. Okay, so let me give percentage d and percentage n. So now I will say the program. Instead of 10 I am giving 8 squares only, up to 8 squares only. Okay, let me run this program. So it will print up to 8 square. Okay, so that means this root is a like inbuilt module, it will works now. Okay, you can access it. For example, if after 10 days also I can access this method without with another function, with using another function, that means with using another file. Okay, that means you can use another program, you can write a logic here there, you can just access the particular function there. Okay, so it will works like a predefined method. That's the main advantage of how to create a custom module, and you can define your own functions there. So this is the major thing I have to tell you. So hope everything is clear. Can you please confirm? Shall I move to the next concept, guys, please? Yeah, thank you very much. So hope you understand, guys. Okay, thank you. Actually I forgot to feedback link, I think. 1 minute, guys. Actually today I went to college due to some work, so I think I did not prepare anyway, but let me check once. Please wait for a moment. I'm just sending to your chat box, guys. So please copy and you can fill the details after completion of the class, please. Okay, so thank you, guys. And I think that means you can define your own methods and you can access from anywhere and anytime. You can remember that, guys. So now you can also do it the same way with using n as a parameter with cube also. Then you will get the cube also. That's not a problem at all, guys. Okay, so you will get the problem. You will get the answer for n number of times. It will get the cube also. Okay. So let me run this. So but it is not our assignment. I am giving only without arguments. And here I am running the program with arguments. Okay, this is the difference you should understand. I'm giving squares of 10, cubes of 10. So let me run this, guys. I'm getting the answer here. Okay, so of course 1 to 5 here I have to remove. Okay, so anyway 10 cube is 1007, 9 cube is 729, 512, 7, that is 8 cube, 7 cube is 343. Okay, so you know, guys. Thank you. So let me move this 1 minute. Okay, so I think many students have not done this. I don't know. I think if you are busy, so even though you are busy, so do assignment, guys, please. Okay, so I'm sending into your chat box also. Okay, fine. So that is a function logic, and I have to call these lines also. Okay, so today I would like to move to the next concept. So actually, you know that we have the last concept to create how to create a packages in Python. But before going to that, actually in our syllabus, okay, according to our syllabus, okay, so we have standard modules in the last but one topic, actually in unit 3. Okay, so in standard modules I have already discussed in the last class. We have math module and operator module. You just study those concepts, guys. Nothing needed. Okay, here it is a standard modules concept. Okay, standard modules, that means modules means I'm just telling the how to create a built-in. That means I have to create a custom modules. Here it is nothing but built-in. Standard is nothing but built-in modules. Okay, Standard is nothing but built-in modules. But anyway, I have already covered this in the month of September itself. Okay, so like math module and operator module, we have already studied, right? Okay, and apart from that, we already studied like when I'm telling about cryptography, that means data encryption topic. I have covered Fernet module, and for example, in this concepts, for example, text files concept, I think we have covered one more concept like OS module also we have covered, right? So this is the concept actually. This is the concept we have covered OS module also. So anyway, I would like to discuss some more modules, okay? Because before going to the packages, this is the last topic only. But this is not the syllabus concepts actually. I would like to discuss about some standard modules we have, okay? So that is for interview purpose or whatever it may be. I'm telling for your improvement only, okay? So don't think like this is not for a please second CSC students, you no need to remember all these things, but these add some more points to you, okay, whenever you are having a interviews or something else, okay? So I would like to discuss standard modules. So we have some standard modules like math and operator. So I would like to discuss at least 2 modules today itself, and tomorrow I would like to go for the packages, how to create a packages and all. So before going to that, why I am telling all these modules, I would like to tell you a simple example before going to whatever I would like to explain. So we have some excellent modules in our Python itself, okay? So I'm just copying this code, and let me give October 12, let me remove it, okay? So here I would like to remove all the consoles. So let me comment here. See guys, so this is one of the very excellent program you can discuss in your interviews. So definitely they will impress you. Okay, so interviewer definitely will impress guys. I will tell you a simple example. Okay, so this is called import calendar. You know that whenever I'm giving import, so import is a keyword, you know, and calendar is a module. So we have some predefined method like month. That's all. Here nothing is there, guys. See, this is only 2-line program. I'm adding these 2 lines actually, okay? This is actually a 2-line program. I'm adding these 2 lines, that's all, okay? So what is this, sir? Let me explain this. Before going to that, I would like to just say the program. And if you want to know about the, for example, I'm giving 2020, okay? I'm giving the month, 10th month. I will get the calendar of the particular 10th month, October. So I'm getting to, what is the today's date? October 12. So October 12 is a Monday, right? So here it is there like this, okay? So you can do like this. So but not only October 20, you can do a lot of things, guys, okay? So let me explain now. So now I'm running the program again, okay? If you would like to get 2025, you have to know about the 8th month. So you will get the 8th month calendar there. That means August 2025 calendar is there here, okay? So nothing is there here, okay? So let me move to the past years, 2018, okay? So let me give first month, January, okay? So it will get 31 days, okay? So this is the very easy program, guys. Import calendar, and you have to write print calendar at month of YY, MM. Instead of giving runtime 2018 one like that, you can also give like 2018 here. You can also give one here. That's not a problem at all. But because of that means whenever I'm giving this will be applicable for only particular month and particular year only. Okay, that's the reason I have given an input statement here. Okay, YY. That means basically integers are basically all the years are integers, and you know that. And whatever the month you are telling here, the MM format is nothing but here we have to give 1 to 12 numbers. Okay, 1 is the January, and you can give 10 as October like that. Okay, so this is the easy program, guys. So import calendar. That means you are using only one line here, guys. This is called calendar.month. That's all. So if you're giving calendar month of particular year and month, then you will get the particular calendar of the particular month. Okay, so particular year of the particular month. Okay, so this is very easy program, guys, because these are, that means these are very easy. So these are predefined actually. These are predefined. Okay, these are predefined, guys. Okay, so let me copy this and I will send it to your chat box, guys. If you want to practice these kind of examples, you can do. Okay, so this is your you know already, this is a predefined module you have. Okay, so you can practice the same. Okay, Shanti. Okay, fine. Next. So that's the reason I would like to discuss about some more modules, guys. So I did not enter this calendar module in our notes because I'm just telling for that is for that's some part of the code. That means within a 2 lines of code we can run the programs like that. So that's the reason only I'm specifying there. Okay. Anyway, I would like to discuss about the two modules today. So these are the very useful, I think some programs we can use this. Okay, so for particular, especially second CSC students, once again I'm advising. So if you don't remember all the concepts, you can leave it. That's not an issue at all. Okay, for examination purpose, you no need to remember all the things. If they're given the standard modules, you can go with the math or operator module. That's easy because math dot square root, math dot power, math dot round, or math dot trunk. You know all of these things. And operator module also you can give them addition, subtraction, multiplication, and all. Okay. So apart from that, I would like to discuss today. These are the topics beyond the syllabus actually. So random module. So random module means why we are using a random module. If you want to get the random number between 1 to 100, so you will get a random number like this. Okay. So this is a very easy module. So you can get why we have to use these modules actually. I will discuss some more points. Okay. So when to use it actually, why we have to use this random module. Okay. So let me explain this. For example, if you want to pick up a random number in a given range, or pick a random element from a list, or a random card from a deck, that means it is like cards. Okay, so flip on a coin, etc. So these are the various things we have. So you can, in that way, you can access. That means if you want to do like any games like puzzles games or like that, you maybe use it. That's the reason only I have given like this. Okay, so here we have some methods, but here your random is also one of the method is there in random module. Okay, you should remember, guys. Okay. So whenever you are giving random means import random. This is the predefined module. This is the predefined module. That means the standard module we have. Okay. So we have to. I'm giving it just 2 lines program. I'm just giving a 2 lines program. So let me comment this, guys. Okay. Import random. Print random dot random. This program can be applicable for any. For example, if you want to know about your date of birth, if you want the day, then you can access from 1996 or whatever it may be. You can access from first year also, 1 year also. Okay, so you can access anywhere. Okay, so let me move to the next module. Import random dot random. Actually, what is the purpose of random? I will tell you first of all. So random method is a predefined method. It will get the float numbers from 0.0 to 1.0. It is the range. It does not return any, it does not read any argument. That means you don't need to specify any arguments inside the parenthesis. That is the main thing, guys. Okay. Here, don't confuse. Random is the method within the random module. Okay, you should understand. Next. So here I am giving again random dot like this. If you want to remove random dot like this, here you can give from random import star. Then the random method will be automatically imported. You need to give random dot again here. Okay. So this is, we already know these things, right? So let me run this, guys. I'm getting 0.85, but in output I have specified a different output. Don't confuse. Okay, it will get the random number. Okay, it is within the range of 0.0 to 1.0. It may get different number. For example, if I'm running the program again, I will get the different result, 0.10 like that. Okay, so now I'm giving again 0.70. So you may get the interview questions like that. Whenever I'm using random method, it will get the random method from dash range to dash. Okay, you will get those type of questions because these are already predefined modules we have in Python. Okay, so 0.0 to 1.0. This is the question you can remember. Okay, so I'm moving to the next concept, random dot randint. Okay, if you, this is basically whenever giving random, it will get the floating point values only. Okay, it will get the floating point values only. If you want to get the integer, that means if you want to get the integer numbers, you have to give int, and you have to accept 2 parameters here. One is the lowest, and another one is the highest. Okay. So for example, if you are giving generate the numbers from 1 to 100, for example, it will get the range. If you, for example, I'm running the program, I'm just copying the code and I'm commenting this guy, and let me run it, guys. So random dot rand int of 1, 100. Let me run this. Now I will get the integer number between 1 to 100. Let me run it again. Now I am getting 50. Every time I am getting different result. Okay, you don't need to remember all the things. Okay, you just run the program, you will get the different result. So random is nothing but it will get the random numbers. So like we have already one question in is there in our lab programs also, but it was done in different way, of course. Okay, but you can also use in this way. That means if you are using a predefined method, you can use in this way. Okay. So for example, so if you would like to, for example, sometimes OTP you know already, right? So if you want to sometimes for Aadhaar card seeding or like that, you will get 4-digit OTP, and for sometimes it is getting six digits OTPs. Okay, so for example, if you would like to 6 digits, you have to give like 6 digits starting from 6 digits right side, and that means uppermost value. you can give in that way. It will give the particular number randomly. Okay, so you may not get the same value again and again, because OTP you know already. So it is valid for only 1 second, 1 minute, or sometimes it is only 30 seconds, you know that. Okay, that means in large programs you may use this. Okay, but I'm telling for general example purpose, I'm telling in the real time example, I'm telling like this 1 comma 100 if I'm giving like this. Okay, for example, let me remove 1000. Okay, I'm giving ending parameter 2000. Okay, for example, I would like to discuss this 1000 2000. Okay, let me run this now. I'm getting 1237 now, so it is a random element now. Okay, so 1121. Even you know that means so many times you are getting the OTP, but it is, so it will never repeat the same one again and again. Okay, so it is the same like this. Okay, in Java also we have the random method. So, but I'm telling in Python also we have the random integer randint, that is called randint. So next, rand range. Let me move to the next concept. And here we can also give the first value should be less than the second number. So let me give one example, guys. I would like to give -1. I would like to give -1. Here I would like to give -100. Is it right? Is it true, guys? Shall I give this like this? Please tell me. Can you please confirm in the chat box, guys? So according to the rule, I'm giving -1 -100. Is it executing? If I'm giving like this, okay, everybody is saying no. Only 3 students responded. What, guys? Second CSC students, make it fast, guys. I think you're so dull. Okay, fine. Thank you. So let me run this, guys. Let me run this. Okay. So I'm getting at this. You are obviously, that means here you have to give -100 first, and you have to give -1 first. Then, okay. Now I'm running the program. I will get the -14. Okay. Because whenever I'm giving that's the reason I'm giving, because please go through the notes, guys. I'm telling everything I am already mentioned in the notes. Okay, because I don't want to specify every point. So you have to check the first value should be less than the second. So this is the rand int, guys. Let me move to the rand range. What is rand range? So 1 minute. So rand range means, for example, if I'm telling like you don't need to remember all the methods, guys. Okay, I'm just telling for only topics beyond the syllabus like that. You don't need to remember all these things. Sometimes if you are doing like any big projects, you can use this. Okay, no problem at all. Returns randomly select element from the range created by the start, stop, and step argument. Here, for example, if you're giving like simply print random, here I'm not giving import random every time. You should understand, guys. Because if you are giving like this single line, it will get definitely error. Okay, for example, let me run this. Okay, so I'm giving this simple example. Let me run this. Okay, it is getting error because undefined name random. But don't think like that, guys, because I don't want to specify every time. Okay, so you can just go through the notes. I'm just giving import random without comment. Okay, so let me remove this and let me run this, guys. Now I'm getting 9. So 1 to 10. You know already this. We already discussed about this. But it is rand integer only. Okay. So I'm giving rand range now. Rand range. That means you can give up to 3 elements. That means third one is the optional actually. So like random it works, but it ranges the one more parameter. If I'm giving 2, it will skip. It will skip 1, 3, 5 like that. That means it will get the only odd numbers instead of all the numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, let me give 1, 10, 2. That means here it will check 1 plus 2, that is 3. It will check 1 3 plus 2 5, and 5 7 and 9. So it will get, if you run the 5 times or 6 times or whatever it may be, these values only will be repeated. Let me run this, guys. The first time I am getting 5, second time I am getting 9, third time I am getting 1, again I am getting 9. Okay, so because till now we did not get the 7, but of course it is getting 9 again. Okay, we may not know how it will come. Okay, but it is random, that's all. So 3 9, so every time it is getting 3 9. What about 7, guys? So I will run. So every time it is getting like that only. So, okay, 7 is there here. Okay, so like that it will come, guys. Okay, next. Now I would like to ask a single question. I'm just giving 2. I'm just giving 4. Can you please tell me what are the elements we will get? Can you please tell me in the chat box, guys? Please confirm, guys, please. Excellent, excellent. Excellent, Sudha. Wow, Bhavani, once think please. Bhavani, it is wrong, I think. Processor, and you will get one more value also. Mechanical Raja Ambati, you will get one more value also. You will get one more value also. Yes, yes. Okay. Thank you, guys. Everybody is responding. Let me run this, guys. Let me run this. Okay. So now what is the value I'm getting? 6. Okay. Because 2 plus 4 is 6. You know already, right? Let me run this again. 2. Okay. That's fine. Because some students are not telling 2 only. Because 2 is the starting point. You definitely will get the 2, right? Let me give 2, 2, 6, 2, 6, 2, 6. Okay. So every time I'm running, I'm not getting 10. Why I'm not getting 10? Because here you have to give 11. Just like a range function, it will work. Okay. Let me give 11 now. Now I'm getting 2, 2, 2. Now I'm getting 10. Hope you understand, guys. That means whenever I'm using a for loop, I'm using 1 comma 11 means it will print 1 to 10. Yeah, the same way rand range function will allows, because these are the very important questions in a special interview point of view, guys. Okay. So they will give 2, 11, 4. How many values we will get like this? So that means you will get 2, 2 plus 4. That is how it is coming. Once again, I'm telling, guys, please. First, you will get the first element is nothing but 2, guys. Okay. After that, 4 means 2 plus 4. That is 6. That means 6 plus 4 again. That is, this is called step count, you know already. That is 10. So again, it is 10 plus 4, 14. But that is not in the outer range. That means that is so here it is the ending number. Okay. So it is in the outer loop. That means that's the reason it is getting 2, 6, 10 only. Okay. So in that way, you should think, guys. Okay. Thank you, guys. And let me move next question. In the same way, if you are giving 0, 101, it will start from 0. The first element should be there, guys. If I am giving 101, it will get only 100 only. Okay. If I am giving step count as 10, it will skip the values 10, 20, 30, 40 like that. Let me give this line. I don't want to explain all the things, guys, but you should just you understand. Okay, 10 I am getting now. Now I am getting 70. Every time I am getting 10, 10 duration, because I am giving 10 as a step count. Okay, you should remember in that way. So let me move to the next topic. Random dot choice. It can be worked with the list elements are also. Okay. So what is the list elements, sir? Okay. For example, we are having a random dot choice. Okay. So for example, if you're giving random dot choice like this, so you will get the, like for example, in sequence, whatever the sequence we have, strings, lists, tuples, we can get those values also by using this. Okay. So let me explain now. So random dot choice I'm writing like this. Okay. Now I'm getting computer. So you will get a one random letter from this string. So till now we have discussed about 1 to 10 like that. Now I am selecting the element from a non-empty sequence. Okay. So an empty sequence is argument raises an index error. For example, if you're not giving any elements, if you're giving random dot choice, then it will get the index error. Okay. So that is the meaning. Here you know that square box, that is a list actually. Here I'm giving a tuple. Here I'm giving parenthesis, that is it is tuple. But it is getting so for the same time it is getting 12 12, but it is not it is getting 12 12 in this way only, but you will get the different number also when I am using this. For example, if I am giving 65 12, m is the letter in the computer. Okay, so randomly it will get like this. Okay, so now I'm getting the same 67 67 like that. So it is a random like this. Okay, let me give like instead of import random, I'm giving from random import star. So here I'm removing random now. Let me run this now. Now I'm getting the answer. Okay, that means every time you need to get random dot, random dot, random dot, you don't need to write all the things. Okay, like math dot square root, math dot square root, math dot power, you don't need to remember all the things. From random import star you're giving like that, you don't need to give an every time random like that. Okay, so this is the also one of the important point you should remember, guys. Next, shuffle. Yeah, that means shuffle can be used to randomly reorder the elements. For example, if I'm using the list here, you will get the elements in a reorder like this. Okay, so random dot shuffle of numbers means the numbers will be shuffled in the list. So you will get the different order for different times. For example, if you're Doing the same example multiple times also, you will get the different result. Let me run this now. So I'm giving a list now. So I'm just shuffling the numbers. Shuffle. Now I'm getting 67 as the first number. Okay. Let me run this again. Now I'm getting 67 as the first number. Second number is changing to 65. Okay. But the list elements will be common. So here you need to give random dot shuffle of numbers. Then numbers will be shuffled. Okay. So the shuffle. Then here you no need to remember all the things. For example, if even in the bits or MCQs or any interviews also they will ask the question, you definitely the method name should be found in the question itself. That is the flexibility of Python. Okay, hope you understand, guys. And so we completed the random module. I would like to discuss only one module. After that I will end the class. Okay, so that is Python remodule. Okay, so what is remodule? What is the purpose of I am telling this example? So of course it is very lengthy actually, but I would like to discuss about this module, guys, because so after 3 years or after 2 years definitely you will be in a good position. Okay, so because you are in the second year right now, if there's some third years and finalists also there, if you're going to move to the software companies for doing any project work, so this will very help a lot, I think so. Okay, so that's the reason only I would like to discuss about remodule. What it stands for? RE. RE stands for regular expression. RE stands for regular expression. Okay, so why I am telling this example, guys, because so earlier we have discussed some concepts regarding some validations. Okay, so by using this module we can reduce the code, and we can easily perform lot of operations with respect to this. Okay, but as like a random, it is just like a funny thing, random, voice is low. Are you sure? Is my voice getting low? Are you sure, guys? I think my voice is clear. I'm just telling slowly. I'm just telling slowly. That's all. Okay, it's clear. Okay, thanks for the confirmation, guys. Thank you. Okay, till now I have moved very fast, right? So just I would like to take a nap. That's all. Okay, so please wait, guys. I would like to drink water, please. So many software developers will work on coding also. Some software developers by using without Google they can't do anything. I'm frankly saying. You can ask any software developer. Okay, if you know any of your relatives as well. Okay, if you know any of your relatives as well, just ask. So if he is a coding, he is just a developer. Without Google, can he write us some logic? No, actually, no, because you have to learn so many things by using Google. Okay, because nobody is perfect in all the things. Okay, because you are learning Python, but if you're getting a job, if they are giving a Java, then you have to train by the particular trainers about Java. Okay, so that is another thing. That means training means whenever we are entering into the companies, they not only give like they will give the training only 10%. Okay, remaining 19% you have to do, because in BTech you are having that means for example I'm telling the Python subject, I'm telling 200%. Okay, but you are learning only 10%, 20%. This is reverse actually. Why? Because you are not practicing the same thing, you don't have any examination, you are luxury at your home now, so you are very happy. Okay, you are a free bird now actually. Okay, so every time whenever you go into the colleges, they will give homeworks, tests and all. So lot of you trolls all the faculty in the buses and all, everything, guys. Okay, I know, because the whenever you're moving to the college from home to home, your home, you're always thinking about your faculty, you're scolding your faculty and all. Okay, I know everyone. Okay, so but we are telling actually in deep learning, some faculty may do like that, I don't know. Okay, but as far as it concerned, okay, so I don't want to skip any topic actually. Okay, so I will tell every concept, because student has to learn so many things from the faculty, and he has to student has to respect particular faculty. Okay, So that's the reason only I'm telling this module, guys. Hope you understand. So these are somewhat very critical actually, but I think definitely you should understand, I think. Okay. So RE is the module name. RE is the module name. Okay. RE. So this is RE heading. Okay. What is the purpose of a regular expression? Okay. Let me explain this 4 lines, these 3 lines. This is enough, I think. This is enough, I think. The regular expression, also known as regex in Python, is a sequence of meta characters. What is meta characters? I will tell you. Don't worry. Numbers and alphabets that define a particular pattern. For example, email, password, username, pattern, etc. For example, if you are giving a if I'm giving, for example, I'm giving a feedback form link to you. Whenever you are entering your email ID, if you are giving an email ID without @gmail.com like that, it will get alert like it is invalid email ID. So this is nothing but a validation, guys. Okay. In the same way, for example, if in some websites username has to be length of course 8 digits, 8 okay, like that they will ask. And some passwords, you know that, yeah, always sometimes, for example, in TCS website also, if you're registering for any campus drive and all, you need to give the password, and that means we already discussed about this earlier also. Okay, that means the password should be contain a alphabet and a capital letter and small letter and digits and special characters, you know, all the things, right? So based on that expressions, definitely you can do very easy coding by using regular expression. That's the reason only I would like to discuss about this module. Okay, so let me move fast. So here I'm giving here meta characters. I would like to mention only thing, meta characters. What is meant by meta characters? Let me explain now. Actually here some codes will be there. You have to remember. You just, please guys, you just go through it. Definitely you should understand. I will tell you. Here you should give one symbol like this. This is called, like, this is symbol. Okay, this is the symbol actually. So I don't want to name it actually. I don't want to name it because we have that name in different way in Python, you know already. And I'm giving dot 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 dot, and I'm giving like I, and starting I'm giving H, and I'm giving dollar. You just forget about H dot dot I something. You just remember about this symbol and dollar symbol. Okay, basically some students are calling like this is a power symbol like that, but it is not a power symbol. But I would like to call this name like this for when I'm telling this concept. Okay, so this is a power symbol, like this is a dollar symbol like, but it is not a power symbol. So just I'm calling like that. Okay, so what this regular expression means? For example, here I'm giving a simple example. Guys, you just go through this notes. The regular expression in Python is used to identify whether a pattern exists in the given string or not. For example, consider yourself as a manager and you have the list of all the employees' names. You need to send a common message to the employees whose names start with the alphabet H and ends with the alphabet I, and of the length 6 only. Then you have to give the regular expression like this symbol, and H is the starting alphabet and ending is the I alphabet. Okay. So, and I'm giving Harini. For example, I'm giving like Harini here. So here, how many letters in between H and I? A, R, I, N. That means you have to give 4 dots compulsorily. Okay, I have to give 4 dots compulsorily. So if I'm giving like Hari, it is unmatched actually. Okay, sir, why it will be useful, sir? Okay, don't worry guys, I will tell you. Don't speed up. Okay, I will tell you. Okay, the pattern is any 6 letters starting with the alphabet with the H and ending with the I. Here the symbol is, this one are called as meta characters. Just now I told you guys, meta characters. These are called as meta characters. Below is the matching set of the various names. Let me explain now. Now I am giving like Harini matched. I am giving Harsit like that. Here the ending character is T, so it is not matched. Now I'm giving Harisi the same code. I'm just giving HRTYEI like that. There is no meaning in this, but it is started with H and ended with I, and it is the remaining letters are only 4. That means it is matched. So these are the various way to check the regular expressions. Let me explain in detailed manner. Okay, let me explain. Please wait for a moment. So here I'm giving a how to implement regular expression in Python. So here you have to use the method name match. Okay. So here the match method is used to match the particular character is there in the not or not. Okay. For example, I'm giving Harini is compared with regular expression like this. Okay. So let me copy this code to move faster. See guys, first you should understand this definition. I am giving RE. Why I am giving RE? Here I am using match method. This match method can be used in RE. That means you have to write RE dot, RE dot, RE dot every time. So I am giving like star. Pattern equal to regular expression pattern. I am giving like HI. If I would like to give my K and I am giving Kumar instead of a UMA 3 dots. If I am giving R also, it will works. It will works. Regular expression can be defined by you only. It's not at all a predefined. Okay, you can define your own expression. That is the meaning, guys. Okay. So now str1 equal to Harini. For example, that is a string only. So now I would like to check. Whether the particular string is matched with the pattern or not. Then it is matched. Otherwise, it is not matched. This is the concept of our program now. So here I am using a match method. It will check our pattern with the particular string. That means Harini is there in the particular string or not. Here I am using 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. Okay, not 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 minute. H-A-R-I-N. So okay, 4 dots only. Okay, 1 minute. I'm not able to. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fine. So ARIN. Okay, let me give another dot. Otherwise, I will get error. Maybe I will check, guys. Okay, no problem. That's not a 4 dots, sir. 1 minute. Please wait, guys. ARIN. Okay, fine. Okay, ARIN are 4 characters. Okay, so 1 minute, guys. Please, I will tell you one. ARIN. How many characters we have? 4. I am giving 4 dots here. Okay, so now I am getting pattern match. How I am getting? I am giving like one boolean variable like res. Okay, it returns whether it is matching with a particular string. It returns boolean value either true or false. So now pattern is h4 dots I. So I am giving str1, comparing with str1. Str1 Harini is matching with a particular pattern. Now I am getting like pattern matched. So because it returns true, it is getting like pattern not matched. If it is not matched, it is getting like not matched. Okay, so let me remove one. Let me remove 1 or 2 dots. Okay, I am removing 2 dots now. I'm removing 2 dots now. Now I'm running the program. Pattern not matched. Okay. So here dollar and this symbol is called meta characters. Let me give HARI now. Instead of Harini, I'm giving Hari. Okay. Now how many dots we have? 2 dots. Now I'm giving AR. That means now it will be matched. Okay, fine. I think hope you understand this example, guys. Please, can you please confirm in the chat box, because I would like to move the one big concept now. Yes, thank you. Everybody is clear. Okay, I think everybody knows that how I am doing now. So I'm just checking the pattern expression now. Okay, so for example, this will be applicable. For example, I would like to display, for example, your roll number. Okay, for example, I'm giving you a roll number. So your roll number contains H4. For example, if any other persons are registering in our website, it may stop like that, because so it will like 19H4. That is common for all, or A0 also common, I think so. Okay, last 3 digits should be different. If any particular role other roll number, that means other college students are also listening our Python class, I know. Okay, so for example, if they are also registering for the thing, they may not expect like that. You can create your own expression like that. Okay, that is a regular expression. So I think you understood this. So I will move to the next question. So now pattern match, it will be displayed like this. Now I am using password validation. Hope I actually, sir, I already completed, I think it is, right? So let me use password validation. So when I am discussing about string methods, I have given already this example. Everybody please remember this concept or not? Let me give a clarity for INS, counting the alphabets, lowercase letters, uppercase letters, special characters. I have already explained this concept. Okay, this is a real-time example, you know. Yes, everybody is confirming. Thank you guys, thank you very much, because I think almost September 3rd I have explained this concept for checking a valid password or not. Okay, so this is almost 1 2 3, I don't know how to count, guys. Almost 15 lines of code, I think so. So not 15, more than 15, I think so. Okay, anyway, so that's not an issue at all. So let me check with the password validation using regular expression. So if I'm telling this way, you please do about the email validation by using regular expression. You should think in that way. Guys, please. Okay, because I'm telling these concepts because of your understanding purpose, and also if you're entering any new company, definitely you will get a lot of appraisals and Your salary also will be getting very high position, okay? But you may not remember me. Okay, fine. So password validation using regular expression. Given a password, the task is to validate the password with the help of regular expression. This is the task today. Okay, let me complete it now. Within 8 minutes, I will complete. Don't worry. So expression. Now a password is considered valid if the following constants are satisfied. Now the first question. The valid password should be in length 8 characters at least and more at most 20. That means your password should be ranges from 8 to 20. But whatever the example we discussed earlier, so it is not checking, it is checking like greater than equal to 8 only. If I would like to check with up to 20, then we have to give another condition. Length of s less than or equal to 20. You have to give and keyword. So in that way you should think, that's all. Because this programming is very dead easy, guys. Okay. So it contains at least one digit. You know already. So every password should have one digit. Okay. Because these are the very tough password. That means when hackers also unable to hack this if your password contains these all the things. Okay, let me explain now. It might contain one uppercase alphabet, it contains one at least one lowercase alphabet, and at least one special character, which includes, I am specifying those characters. Okay, I am specifying only some characters. Okay, it does not contain any white space. That means even the password contains space also, then it will get the error message. This is the question, guys. Now I would like to create a regular expression now, but it will display, it will be in a different order. I think students are able to, what is this course or how to remember? So you don't need to remember all the things. I will tell you in the shortcut manner. So don't worry, guys. Let me give a code now, first of all. So these are including comment lines actually, guys. Including comment lines I'm giving. So hope it can be reduced automatically. But I'm always prefer to comment lines also. Okay. So actually this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines of code actually. Okay. Even some students are writing if condition. Here if I am giving like this, okay. But I'm not practicing up to now. I did not practice it in that way. So let me give a same program without commenting once. Okay. The same program, if I'm giving if of res, some students are writing like this here. Here they are writing like this. Okay. Here they are writing like this. Okay. So let me enter here. Okay. So now I'm running the program again. Hurry like this. Okay. Now I'm getting the pattern matched. It is getting the same answer. Some students are writing if res colon. That means you don't need to give 4 spaces like that in Python. Nothing is needed, guys. Okay. You can give the if statement. After that, you can give the print statement and all. Okay. If you want to print more than one line if condition, you just add a print statement here again. No need of again 2 lines. Okay. But it is not preferable. I did not prefer such kind of things because sometimes students may confuse. Okay. Because sometimes may confuse. That's the reason only I want prefer till now. Okay. But you can also do in a single line. That means for this program, okay. Let me read comment line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means within 7 lines you can do this program actually. So that is the purpose of a regular expression. Let me explain, guys. First of all, let me check the output. After that, I will explain. Don't worry. Now I'm giving password KUMAR @123. It is wrong password. Yes, invalid password because there is no uppercase letter in this. Because we already gone through the example. You just go through this. Okay. 8 to 20 characters should be there. At least one digit is there uppercase. There is no uppercase here. That's the reason I'm getting invalid password. Let me run it again. I'm getting KUMAR1234. So invalid password. Okay, because there is no special character in this. Let me run it again. K is capital letter. I'm giving Kumar1234. I'm running. There is no special character in this. Again, I'm getting invalid password. So now I would like to give the correct password with KUMAR@BVC12 like this. Valid password. You can count my password contains up more than 8 characters. The uppercase letter is there, lowercase letters are there, special character is there, and numbers is also there. I'm getting valid password. So within 5 to 6 lines of code, you can easily done this by using regular expression. Let me explain now. From RE imports R star. That means RE is a module. This is regular expression module defined by Python itself. Okay. So here you don't need to install something PIP like that. You don't need to install something. Okay. These are standard modules. Okay. So, but I'm telling, so but for your understanding purpose only I'm telling, because somewhat very important concepts. Okay, password. I'm just taking variable PASSWD like that. You can take P equal to also. That's not a problem at all. Input, enter any password. So before going to that, I would like to open the notes. So I just close this anyway because because this is a large program. I'm just closing. You can check, guys. So this is the code actually, regular expression. Let me move it. So you don't need to by heart this. Okay. So here, just now I told you regular expression. That is the whatever the expression you have to give. This expression should be defined by you only. This is not defined by Python. Okay. You can define your own expression. Here the first character is meta characters. You know that is the last character dollar. Represents the starting character of the string. I have explained everything in the notes. You just go through it. Now I am giving bracket. This is only for checking at least once. That means here we have to give question mark equal to dot star for everything. Okay. Here you just specify the 0 to 9 numbers in brackets, square brackets. So this is one expression actually. That means every time you have to write parenthesis question mark equal to. This is the expression defined by Python. Okay. Then so you have to give question mark equal to dot star. Why they are giving question mark equal to dot star means I too don't want to tell, because it is defined whenever you need to get the star means all. Star means all. Okay. So it will get all the elements from 0 to 9. It will check at least one is there or not. It will check question mark equal to dot star. For example, if you would like to same like alphabets, just remove 0 to 9. You just add A to Z. Here this part is completed. Now this part is also completed. Okay. So everything, that means your regular expression contains numbers as well as alphabets, that is lowercase letters, as well as uppercase letters. Here I have given all the characters, but in special characters means, you know, our keyboard contains so many special characters. I'm just assuming only some characters. Okay, because if you want to specify all the characters, you need to specify all the characters here. Okay, so question mark equal to dot star, you have to specify at the rate hash like that. These are all the characters. We have special characters. Okay, so this is the code for special character. Now what is this, sir? This is for not giving the space. For example, if you're giving the space, slashes actually it will be like a slashes. So question mark, this is the special actually. So here but some passwords it is allowing spaces also, but I am giving without space. It does not contain any white space. That's the reason I am giving like this. So question mark equal to is common, but here /s is for checking the white space, and you have to give dollar also for the white space. This is predefined actually, you should remember. And for all the parentheses, I am just giving a dot. 8, 20. What is this curly brace of 8, 20 means? The maximum length of the password should be 20. The minimum length of the password should be 8. Here you need to discuss like if length of str is less than or equal to 8, and you don't need to give all the things. You just give a 3 lines like a dot curly brace like that. Okay, it's very easy actually, but don't by heart it. But it's very easy, I think so. Okay. So now I'm giving the remaining conditions. It does not allow the entire string. So I comma 20, that means 8 to 20 characters. Dollar means represent the end of the string. Let me remove this something. Okay. Now let me run the same code again. Okay. I think hope you understand now. And let me run this again. Now I am giving Kumar space BVC at the rate 123. Okay. So I'm getting invalid password. So let me remove. If you want to allow spaces also, you just remove this. That's not a problem. Here I am using plus operator for everyone. Plus means it is just like concatenating. Okay. So let me give. Here I am removing plus and all. I'm just deleting all. Okay. I'm just deleting all. That means here you can give the space also. It will not get an error message. Let me save this now. Let me run it again. Okay. Now I will give a correct pattern first of all. KUM at the rate R1234 like this. Yes, valid password. Now I am giving with space. Okay. KUM at the rate R space 1234. Valid password, because I have given I have removed the condition of space. That is the only thing you have to understand, guys. Okay. So this is the way you have to understand. I think if I am giving the username should be 8 characters, it is very easy. If I am asking the same question to do the just check the username validation, the username allows the capital letters, small letters, and numbers, because you know that. Okay, so username allows numbers also. That sometimes for many websites, if I am giving Kumar, so many Kumars are there. You have to give Kumar 504, Kumar 501. You are doing like that. That means every username should allow capital letters, small letters, and numbers. So the length should be more than 6. If you're doing the same expression with the regular expression, you can easily do this. You can usually do, guys. Okay. So let me explain the logic now. So why I am taking this, you already know. Password, input, enter any password. I am giving this, enter any password like this. Regular expression, that's the reason I have stored the regular expression. For your understanding purpose, I am taking r is equal to, you can take any variable name like a, or anything. You can take anything. So, but every character, meta character should be there within this condition, and you have to give the last value as $. Okay. So pat equal to, that is patron. So just now I told you about Harini and Hari and all. Why I am giving here, I have to give a search method again. Here I am using a one more method instead of here I am giving search. That means 1 minute. Let me open the previous also, then you can easily understand. Here I am using match. Okay, of I am giving pattern of str. Okay, so here I am using the method like search. Why it is giving such names? Here I am giving two parameters. One is pattern, another one is password. That means whatever the password you are entering, that is comparing with the pattern. What is PAT? I will tell you guys. Here the compile is one of the function is there in RE. That means compile is a predefined method. For example, till now we discussed about RAD int. Okay, that means random int, random like that we discussed just now. Likewise, in regular expression we have three beautiful functions. One is search, one is compile, another one is search. Okay, so if you're giving compile of regular expression, if you're giving any other, for example, I'm just removing all these things. Okay, I'm just removing all these things. Let me run this code, guys. Okay, and now I'm giving password, correct password like that. I'm just giving kvma at DR1234. I'm just giving like this, but nothing to repeat. It is getting error now. Here is nothing to repeat because here I removed the most important lines in our regular expression. So it is the duty of compiler. The compiler function, it takes the regular expression. If the regular expression syntax is correct, then only the pattern will be compared with the search function. That's the way I'm giving compiling regular expression. Okay, because I have done the wrong thing here. I removed some codes here. So that's the reason I'm getting the error. So this is the way you should understand, guys. That is a compile. That means you have to compile the regular expression first. Then you need to search with the particular pattern. Pattern is a variable. That means after compilation, that it will return the correct result. Okay. So it is comparing the given password. So now if the password is matching with the pattern, the password is matching with the pattern. Now it will print if mat. Mat is a variable, that is a boolean variable. So it will take either true or false conditions. If it returns true, then it will print a valid password. If it returns false, it returns invalid password. Like that it will execute. That's all. So this is the very important thing I would like to discuss with the regular expression. Tomorrow I will discuss with the packages. So these are the very important features we have. I will forward the material anyway. And tomorrow you should do the username validation. I will give the assignment with respect to particular formalities. In the same way, you can also do the email ID validation as well. Okay. So email ID, for example, email ID at the rate dot is mandatory. So you have to give dot at the rate. That means dot means, for example, in some websites, if you're creating a mail ID, it allows hyphen also, underscore also. Then you need to give those characters here. That's all. It's nothing is there. Okay. Even I think some students may don't know. Even if you're giving a mobile number with gmail.com also, it's fine. I'm giving a mail ID like arbala.kumar like that. Okay. If you're giving like, even I'm giving a mobile number 8499067423@gmail.com, that is also valid. You can create your email ID with your mobile number also, but that is not a good practice and all. I am telling. Okay. You can do the lot of things like this, like password validation. You can do username validation and email ID validation, whatever you want, you can do, guys. Okay. So once again, send feedback link. Okay, thank you. So definitely I will send. So if you have any doubts, please let me know. Otherwise, you can leave the session. Thank you very much, all of you. Stay home, stay safe. మిగతా వాళ్ళు అవుతుందా విష్ణు? మిగతా మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అవుతుందా? Okay, I will send one mail ID. You can post your query to the particular grade learning team. Don't worry. Today I was very busy with college things. Okay, so I did not reply to your messages. Hope you understand, Vishnu. Just now I sent the feedback link. Once again you are asking. Okay, no problem. I'm sending that again. Okay. Hope everything is clear. Many students are left and nobody is asking doubts. So I think everything is fine. Shall I leave the session then? Okay, bye bye. Take care.